All right, let's dive into something that really separates the pros from the rookies in test automation. Locators. If you are just sick and tired of your tests being fragile and flaky and breaking all the time, you are in exactly the right place. We're going to make them rock solid.
You know that feeling, right? You write this long, complicated locator, and you just cross your fingers and pray that the next UI change doesn't completely shatter it. That feeling of uncertainty? Yeah, we're going to get rid of that for good.
And here it is. This right here is the villain of our story today. I mean, just look at that thing. It's a fragile, brittle XPath that's basically a ticking time bomb. It's so locked into the DOM structure that if a developer even sneezes in its direction, your entire test suite could just, poof, go down in flames. We can do so much better.
But here's the good news. There is a much smarter way. On the left, yeah, that's the old brittle approach we just talked about. But on the right, that's the professional's way. It's clean, it's readable, and you know what? It's built to last. This is exactly what we're going to master today. Okay, to really get a handle on this, let's actually step away from the code for just a second. I want you to think about finding things on a web page, like trying to find an address in a huge, dense city. Yeah, exactly like this. Think of it like GPS coordinates in a digital city. A bad locator is like just shouting a generic street name at a taxi driver. But a good one, it's like giving them the precise pinpoint coordinates. So that brittle XPath we saw a minute ago, that's you telling the driver, take me to the coffee shop on Main Street. I mean, which one? There could be dozens. The directions are so specific that if the city decides to build a new roundabout, boom, your directions are totally useless. Now, the smart way is completely different. First, we tell Playwright, hey, go to the right neighborhood, like the products list area. Then, once we're there, we use a unique landmark, something a human would see, like the house color, or in our case, the text Product X, to find the exact home. This way, even if the houses next door get repainted, we still find the right one. See the difference? Okay, so analogies are great, but why does this actually matter for you sitting at your keyboard? It's really simple. This is going to save you an unbelievable amount of time and headaches. We're talking about a potential reduction in test maintenance time, the time you spend fixing flaky locators, by up to 80%. Seriously, this isn't just some minor improvement. It's a fundamental shift in how you work. Look, this is the difference between constantly fighting with your tests and actually trusting them. It's about building a suite that fails only when there's a real bug. Trust me, your future self is going to thank you for this. Your project manager will probably buy you a coffee. All right, let's peel back the curtain and look at the actual mechanics. This smart way we've been talking about, it's all built on two fundamental Playwright concepts, chaining and filtering. So first up is chaining. The easiest way to think about this is you're setting a search boundary. You start with a big, stable landmark like the main navigation bar, and then you chain another locator onto it. You're basically telling Playwright, okay, for this next part, I only want you to look inside this navigation bar. Ignore everything else. And then we have filtering. This is your scalpel. This is your precision tool. Let's say your locator finds 5 buttons that all look identical in the code. Well, you can use a filter like has text to say, I want the one that has the text submit on it. It's how you pick out that one specific element from a crowd of lookalikes. Okay, theory is one thing, but let's see how this stuff actually looks in the real world. We're going to jump into some code and build a couple of these resilient locators right now, from scratch. And you'll see the process is always the same, and it's super simple. 1. Target a stable parent. 2. Chain to find the child inside it. 3. Filter for uniqueness if you need to. And 4. Perform your action. That's it. Let's do it. So here's our first challenge. Pretty common one. We need to click the settings link, but there might be multiple settings links on the page. We need to click the one and only the one that's inside the main user menu. And here is how we crush that problem. First, look how we grab the user menu itself, our stable parent, using getByRole. Then, and this is the magic, we chain our next locator directly onto that list container variable. We're saying, find me the link named settings, but only look inside this container. It's clean, it's readable, and it's not going to break easily. Okay, let's ramp it up a bit. Here's a super common e-commerce scenario. You've got a list of products. Every single product card has the exact same HTML structure, the same class names, the same add to cart button. So how in the world do you click the button for product 2 without accidentally clicking the one for product 1 or product 3?
This, my friends, is where filtering becomes your absolute best friend. It's a total game changer. First, we get all the product cards, all the list item roles. But then, here's the killer move. We use .filter with hasText for product 2. This immediately narrows down our list of 20 items to just the one we care about. And from there, it's easy to grab the Add to Cart button inside it. So much cleaner than relying on some fragile index like li(2), right?
Now, as you start getting excited and using this, there are a couple of comment traps that almost everyone falls into at first. So let's talk about them now so you can just, sidestep them completely.
Okay, here are the rookie mistakes. Number 1, falling back on old habits. You get stuck and you immediately reach for that long, brittle XPath. Don't do it. Resist that urge. Number 2, making your filter too broad or too narrow. You accidentally match 3 things or nothing at all. And number 3, and this is a big one, please do not add manual time.sleep calls. You don't need them. Playwright's auto-wait feature is incredibly powerful. Let the framework do its job.
All right, we've gone through a lot. Let's boil this all down into the key takeaways, the things that, if you remember them, will put you way ahead of the game. So here are the insider tips, the stuff the top 1% of automation engineers do. First, always prioritize locators that your users see and interact with, things like getByRole and getByText. Second, think in boundaries. Use chaining to isolate a whole component first and then find the smaller elements inside it. And finally, stop guessing. Use the Playwright inspector to build and test every single part of your chain live. It will save you so much time.
So look, here's the bottom line. Chaining and filtering, they aren't just a couple of extra commands. It's a fundamental shift in how you approach automation. You master this and you're not just writing tests anymore, you're engineering reliability. You're building true confidence in your product, and that is a skill that is always in demand.